I wanted to make a short video on testing an old starter. This is off of like a 50-year-old Bronco. I think it was a 77, something like that. And we were trying to get this old vehicle, which is now kind of a mud buggy, that red one right there. We're trying to get it started. It needs a power steering pump, but we wanted to at least get the motor running and air up the tires, maybe drive it without power steering. But we couldn't figure out how to do it or how to get it started because there's no ignition key. Anyway, back to the starter. It's an old starter. Newer ones are just a little bit different. They have a starter solenoid. What do they call it? Solenoid, I think. Either built onto the starter or someplace else. But to test this, when it was on the vehicle, I took jumper cables and hooked them up to a battery. And I hooked on this tab here. This is where the 12 volts goes into it. And I told my son, maybe, whatever he told us isn't working, so we'll just hot wire it. And I tried jumping it onto here. Nothing happened. Heard a little psst, like a spark. So we took the bolt out of here, took the cable off. It's like a battery cable, heavy duty. I hooked the jumper cables right up to here, and all we got was a little spark. It's like, well, something's wrong with this. So we went ahead and took it off the vehicle. There's a bolt there and a bolt here. And I put the negative jumper cable on one of these bolts, brackets. And then I started touching the positive over here, and all we'd get is a spark occasionally here, and sometimes where it was grounded over here on the thing. Now when this is in the vehicle, it's grounded to the engine by the bolts there, so there's no ground wire going to it. We couldn't get anything out of it. And my son wasn't sure I wasn't full of you-know-what, so he watched the video on it. Same thing. If you put power to this on this old starter, this Bendix here should start spinning, and this wheel here should spin out to start your vehicle. This one does nothing. Now, there's a place in town, I guess, that rebuilds these. So I'm going to run it in there in a little bit, see what they'd charge to rebuild it. Otherwise, it's like $38 or $58, depending on where you get it, for a remanufactured starter. And then we can get that bad boy turned over. Anyway, that's how you start them, or check them. It's pretty easy. Now, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to take my ohm meter, and I'm going to put it on the positive and ground it, and see if it's got resistance going through it or if it's just shorted out. And that's what I think. I think either a wire's burned out or it's shorted someplace. I haven't taken it apart. I'm tempted to do it, but my son just wants me to take it to the guy that rebuilds them and have him take a look at it. Anyway, thanks for watching.